Hello everyone, and welcome back to Wolf Quest and the adventures of our girl Meadow as she wakes up here in the abandoned Lost River City and tries to make sense of the new world that she has found herself in. So welcome back everyone, and I know it's been a little bit since we have seen Meadow, but that's just because we were figuring out what her journey was going to be and where she is going to go in life. And the problem is, she doesn't really know. I mean, think about the tragedy of her story, my friends. Our wonderful Silver, fighter of the Cougars, lost to a forest fire with his beloved mate. Thankfully, he was able to have at least one of his pups survive. It's unknown if any of her other siblings were able to make it. And as far as Meadow knows, she has just been on her own from an extremely young age, having to survive by eating frogs and raiding birds' nests, not really learning as much as she should have on, oh, look at all those elk! Oh my gosh, what's going on here? The elevation wolf pack and a bunch of other female wolves? Oh my gosh. And they're chasing, are they chasing those elk? Are we gonna see another wolf pack chasing these elk in circles? See, this is a valuable lesson. This is, we are! Oh my gosh! This is the kind of stuff that Meadow actually needs to be careful and watch, my friends, because this will teach her how to do the hunt. And that is what she never really learned enough of. And that is one of the things that she's actually going to benefit a lot from being here in Lost River, watching as how the wolves and the wild dogs who have really taken over this city and in some ways changed in mysterious ways that may have something to do with the odd smell in the air and the thing that chased all of the humans away. But she is going to learn a lot from the way that the wild dogs, that the wolves, that everybody hunts, so that she can try to understand how she should try to grow and hunt herself. So here's the quartz elk herd. We've actually just stumbled upon them. Here's a, oh, actually, this is a little baby. Look at Mom prancing around. Oh, she's gonna kick us. All right, we're not terribly hungry right now. I'm more curious about where those other wolves went. All right, here's the whole herd. And there's the scent of so many new creatures here. Like, what the heck? Wait, did we just get kicked? Did somebody just kick us? I think that while our nose was up and we were standing in this swirling stampede, I think someone just had the audacity to kick us. That is ridiculous. All right, what do we smell here? A mule deer, the quartz elk herd, but I don't see or smell the footsteps anymore of those other wolves. Oh, there's a snowshoe hare. Now that's more like it. That's the kind of food. Got it. That's the kind of food that Meadow is actually used to having to hunt for herself. Because these big complex hunts, the fact that she took down one of those elk was actually kind of half luck and half where she's getting her resources and her knowledge of how to survive from, which, my friends, is actually the foxes. So she's always had a little bit of a special connection with the foxes. She unintentionally ended up saving a very special fox in the forest a long time ago, and rumors of that spread to many of the different foxes in the world. And apparently they feel like, oh, look at all these elk. Okay, this is a bit more than what she wanted to do. We wanted to find where those other wolves went, so let's actually backtrack and see if we can find their scent again. They chased all of these elk through the city streets. All right, what's this? A coyote came by. There was another snowshoe hare. All right, what do we have over here? Oh, what's that? What's that odd smell? No, that's a coyote. That's a coyote. I could have sworn I smelled something else. Was it a scent marker? Where'd it go? It was a light blue scent. Alright, another coyote, another coyote. Right over here. So there's the quartz elk herd. And what else? See, do you see these scents? Mill dispersal wolves. What the heck? Stranger wolves from the Lost River pack. See, that's what I'm talking about. That's what we want to like try to track down and figure out where they're going. There's mule deer and mule deer fawns and a fox. Oh my gosh, I can't believe we actually already found our first fox. Alright guys, this is actually a good thing. We're not going to attack this fox because actually this fox is probably one of Meadow's informants. And we'll go ahead and see if we can just keep it in sight for just a minute because the foxes have actually helped Meadow figure out how to survive. It's unclear what their true motives are, but her story is that most of the life lessons that she has actually gained have come from foxes. Here, let's see if we hold still for a second. Let's see if the fox will stop running. I don't think it will. It is definitely leading us somewhere interesting. So let's go ahead and follow the fox for just a minute. Oh, what's that? Oh, it's a bunny. It led us to food. See, this is the way it's done. All right, and now we've got a little bit more food. Can we find the fox again? Okay, I think the fox is right here. We're gonna drop the food. And we're going to offer the food to the fox. And the reason we're doing that is actually because this is the deal. This is the situation that most of Meadow's life has centered around. Being able to be guided by the foxes, watched over by the foxes, and given a little bit of hint and advice. They don't offer it up easily. Often she has to bring them food to be able to get the advice that she needs, but that is going to be her special challenge. So as you guys know, each of our amazing Wolf Quest adventures comes with its own special challenge and its own special little twist that our wolves have to follow through so that their stories can become even more challenging and really give them a rich, vibrant life. And for Meadow, what we just did is exactly what her challenge is, where we actually need to meet up with a whole bunch of the foxes here in Lost River who can give her the knowledge she needs to be able to move on and find her way into the wilds, back from being in here, back into the wilds, and give her the information she needs to be able to start rebuilding the moon pack and to start rebuilding her life. So that was actually very fortuitous because her challenge is going to be to find a fox. And every time we find a fox, we will roll the dice of destiny. I've got it right here. You can hear the die within the die there. And she is going to get some information from that fox. And we need to have 1 bit of information for every number on the dice. So basically 6 bits of information. So every time we sit and we meet with a fox, I will roll the dice. And the dice right now said 4, and so we'd be able to check off the 4 on my little challenge list that I have for her. And if we met another fox and it also told us 4, that's not new information. It's not going to help her figure out how to leave Lost River and become a proper wild wolf. So it would just be useless information and we'd have to find a new fox. So we need to find 6 bits of information from the different foxes, and if we bring the fox food like we just did with that bunny, then we can actually roll twice so we can get 2 bits of information. So that's going to be Meadow's special challenge, and she can also learn from and get information from the dogs who live here. We saw several wild dogs as well as several dispersal wolves and several wolf dog hybrids who seem to be roaming Lost River this time. And if we challenge them, like fighting to kill is not exactly in her repertoire, but if we challenge them and are able to chase them away, then we will definitely go ahead and roll the dice and we'll get at least 1 bit of information from them as well. So that's the plan. And we just shared some food with the foxes just then. Wait, this is my, oh my goodness. She's kind of zippy at the moment. There we go. All right. So we shared some food with the foxes, which means we're going to be able to go ahead and we're going to roll the dice of destiny and get our first 2 bits of knowledge, which is actually a 4 and a 6. So there we go. All right, let me make sure I put that down. Good, made that little mark. So she's already like a third of the way there on being able to leave Lost River and being able to hopefully discover the wild world. But I really want to see where all of these, like, oh, look at all those scents. I want to do some exploring. I want to be able to see like what all the scents are here. There's stranger wolves here, male dispersal wolves from the windstorm pack. There's a whole bunch of elk. And I want to watch the other wolves hunt because I think that will actually help us figure out how to hunt ourselves, because it's been a long time, Meadow, my dear. Oh, geez. Was that like an elk screaming? Alright. The guard. What is happening? Did you hear all of that howling? Oh my gosh! We totally stumbled on another hunt. This is fantastic. She can learn more about how to be a wild hunter here. Look at this. So there's a bunch of stranger wolves right over there. They're dispersal wolves. That is so cool. So there's dispersal wolves or some wild dogs from the city. Yes, there's a male right over there who is from the city and he's trying to track down that herd of bachelor elk that are all together. Let's see if we can figure out who they are. Listen to the elk yell. Oh my gosh, I couldn't believe the racket. So there's Windstorm. There's a 3-year-old Windstorm male somewhere, pacing somewhere nearby. And then there's another one rushing the elk over here. Yeah, there's another Windstorm male over there. And one over here. Can we greet him? Or like give him little uncertain ears? Can we like wag our tail a little bit? I think that Meadow would be very submissive because she has been on the edge of survival for so long. Can I greet either of them? Oh wow, so we can spend a little bit of time with them. But then they ran off! What? I really wanted to be able to interact with them, but I guess, I mean, look at this intimidating forest of hooves and horns. I wouldn't want to fight those like bachelor antelope either, or those bachelor, pardon me, bachelor elk either. Alright, let's roll the dice. We did not learn any new information from them, but that was a really cool encounter. Yeah, look, the elk like have stood their ground. I love that. I love how dynamic it is. And now we are sitting here and we are learning, okay, these guys are too dangerous to take on our own. And I wonder if they would like help defend each other. That would be a quick death. No, thank you. And I swear I saw the rest of the pack go this way. There's a mule deer nearby. There's also stranger wolves from another pack nearby. And a Lost River female? Oh wow, look at that. So the Lost River females actually come this way. Can I follow her footprints? And if we run into her, we could learn another way of living in the wild. She was here about an hour ago, so the scent is kind of faint. Whoa! Whoa, this is so cool! Oh, look at the hawk! The eagle even! Wow! Yeah, but see how open and wide this wilderness is? That's what makes it so difficult for Meadow to figure out where the heck she is supposed to go, what she's supposed to do, who she is supposed to be. So we will continue to explore and travel and see how her story dynamically begins to build up. And I'm very excited to stay, oh, what's that smell? What's that scent? A territory scent post from the elevation pack. Are we in somebody's territory right now? We're on, oh, look at this. We've barely gone anywhere. I can't wait to go back to Allison Acres. It has been forever since we have been down there in any form or function. We're nowhere near any of the territory markers. I wonder if we could start maybe trying to establish some territory, but I think we would probably only do it somewhere in the city where the foxes would encourage us personally. But it looks like there's a big no man's land, and actually I wonder if down here in the city, the secret territory you don't really see happens to be that of the wild dogs. How exciting is that? Oh wow, look at the view of the city. Okay, this is going to be fun. The dispersal males were just a couple males from a nearby pack who didn't really want to fight a stray female wolf so close to the city. No doubt there's a ton of wolves and wolf hybrids and wild dogs living in the city, we'll say. I like how this story is evolving. So they didn't see a reason to pick a fight, especially because that wasn't any food that any of them were actually going to be able to get. And we're learning a bit more, but a lot of the foxes stay in the city, and so we'll kind of keep veering that way. Oh, look at that! Look at that! Oh, I love it. I love it. So we will continue to veer that way to search out the foxes and get more information and knowledge about how to be a wild wolf and how to try What is that? Is that a fox? It's another fox, yes! See, and he's leading us back to the city. Okay, roll a dice. Ooh, and we got a 2! Alright, so we already are like halfway there on the knowledge that Meadow needs to be able to complete the challenge, which I really like. And now we're just sitting here with our fox buddy, maybe to rest for a second. As he tells us, like, okay, go back into the city. There's more for you to learn there, perhaps from the dogs and the half-breeds that live in there. Oh, and she's getting a little bit of rest. And she'll wake up as the moon comes up. But alright guys, so thank you so much for joining me on this adventure. If you could, do please leave a like for Meadow and the many foxes who have secrets to tell her. And if you would like to join us on this and literally thousands more adventures, do please consider subscribing. But most importantly, my friends, stay curious. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye!